today is Christoph Koster, CEO of Ruya, the UAE's digital-first Islamic bank. Christoph, so great to have you on the show. How are you today?
My pleasure. I'm very well. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's start. Christoph, your career has taken you from Ronald Berger to Emirates NBD to the Abu Dhabi Investment Bank and G42. And now you are at the helm of a digital Islamic bank. Looking back, what is the common thread running through all of those chapters?
Yeah, I love to tell people that I'm not a banker. I happen to work at a bank, and I worked in banks and financial services for 20 odd years, but I'm not a banker, and I think that's a good thing. So I think for me, the red thread that runs through all of this is always building something new or fundamentally transforming something, businesses, in financial services and related to financial services. So starting out with Roland Berger through the 2008-2009 crisis, for those of us that are old enough to remember the global financial crisis. I worked a lot with banks and financial services in Europe through the crisis, through restructuring and turnaround. That really got me into banking and into restructuring and transformation. And then I transferred to the Middle East in 2010, first to Bahrain, and then since 2011, I've been in the UAE for the past 15 years. And in Emirates NBD, I helped build out their new private banking business. So we set up something new within a large corporate and build it out to the preeminent leading private wealth management franchise in the region. Then moving over to Abu Dhabi Investment Office, or ADIO, was then work more on the private asset side of things, building out their corporate venture capital arm and sovereign wealth management investment arm. And then doing something very similar for G42, building out their corporate venture capital fund and M&A program. And finally coming to Ruya, building up a digital bank. So it was always sort of a diverse journey through financial services and private investment platforms that culminated into Ruya as a digital Islamic bank today.
How did this journey shape your vision for Ruya today?
So I think what it has enabled us to do, and getting a team together with very diverse backgrounds across sort of Islamic banks, conventional banks, local and regional banks, international banks, and non-banks, has enabled us to build something for our customers that sort of looks at it from a non-traditional lens. It looks at it from a customer lens and from a problem and solution approach rather than a banking approach. What you'll find in banks, they'll always come from, this is the regulation, and this is the policies and procedures, and this is the form that you have to fill, and this is how we have to do it, by the book. Whereas we take an approach of, our customer has a need, our customer has a problem that we can solve with access to financial services, with access to banking products, with access to credit products. Obviously, doing it by the book, doing it within the confines of the law and the regulations in the country, but doing it from a customer-centric point of view rather than from a banking point of view. So looking at it not inside out, but outside in. And I think that's our diverse journeys as we came together as a team has enabled us to take that view from a customer lens.
Okay, so this is actually a question that I'm going to ask you also now.
Yeah.
So I want to highlight on that more. Now, Ruya is positioned as the UAE's digital-first Islamic community bank.
Yes.
What gaps did you see that others had not addressed? I mean, you've just mentioned one point, but if there are any others that you could share with us?
When you've been in the UAE for a long time, you'll know, at least anecdotally, that banks don't have the greatest reputation in the market. Again, banks tend to think bank first and system first and then customer last as a necessary evil to achieve goals. Whereas we turn this around and saying, we're starting from our community, and our community are the individuals and families in the UAE, both citizens and residents, as well as businesses in the UAE. And we truly cater to those communities and to enable their journeys. It's not about us providing a banking product that customers eventually taken up after we sell it to them, but rather addressing needs that customers have. a family doesn't think about setting up an investment portfolio. A family thinks about, I need to send my kids to college eventually. So we anticipate those needs and then help customers plan for that. Customers don't think about, I need a car finance. Customers just need a car, right? Customers don't think about, I need a home finance. Customers think about, I need a home to put my family in. So there's this fundamental shift of, you think from a customer first perspective, and then look at it from the outside in rather than from the inside out. Secondly, we have discovered this niche for us of a truly digital Islamic bank in the country. And that means that we are a digital native mobile first bank, whereas you start your onboarding journey on the mobile app, you open your account in less than 3 minutes with UAE Pass, completely digital without any paperwork. And that cuts all the way through the life cycle of what you need to do on a daily basis, be it doing investments, be it transfers, be it simple cash movements. Everything is fully digital. But at the same time, we have physical spaces for our customers if they want to. So we have our community center in Ajman. We're building another community center in Abu Dhabi at the moment, and it'll be ready by the end of the year, early 2027. And those spaces provide, unlike traditional bank branches, where you come in and take a ticket and then you sit down, you wait for 15 minutes and you go to a teller and fill a piece of paper. Unlike those spaces, it looks more like an Apple store, and the people are roaming around freely in this space to ask questions, to learn, to experience, and to get help with maybe more complex investment decisions or sort of credit needs and financing needs. So we bridge that gap between a true digital native mobile first experience that lets every customer do what they want to do on the app by themselves. And it's self-explanatory and it's designed as a self journey from the ground up. But if you want to come to us and see us and experience us and see brick and mortar and actual human beings to talk to, then we have our community centers for us, for the customers. And at the same time, we're also heavily investing in our customer service through other channels such as our call center. A large part of the organization today is made up of our call center, which is based in the UAE and not outsourced outside the country. And it pays off when you look at the feedback that we get from customers and the scores and customer satisfaction that we independently assess and anonymously. You'll see that customers are happy with the service that they receive. We got a 4.5 rating on Google reviews. We have a net promoter score, NPS, of 52, which is industry leading. We have a customer satisfaction score that scratches at 9 and above. So we're very, very happy that we're able to do this for our customers. Again, in a context of banks not having the greatest reputation in the market. So we put a lot of value and effort into building that trust with our customers and build it through service and be there for our customers when they need it. And last but not least, obviously, we're an Islamic bank. And that means that all of our products and services are built from the ground up based on Islamic finance and Islamic economy principles that cuts across profit and loss sharing and fairness and transparency. And that means that our customers have the confidence that any product that they take from us, whether it be a simple bank account or an investment deposit or a card or a financing product, either a personal finance or a car or a credit card, that those products have Sharia compliance built into them and are built in a way that they treat the customer alongside us as a true partner with transparency and fairness, rather than just us forcing it down the throats of our customers. And all of this taken together, sort of that digital Islamic community bank builds our unique proposition.
So I want to touch on the last part you've mentioned, the principles part. How do you ensure that Ruya's digital experience genuinely reflects those values rather than just wearing them as a label?
All right. So as I mentioned, all our products and services, from design to technology to the underlying commercials are built with those values sort of ingrained into them. And by virtue of regulation, we also have no other choice but to adhere to those values, but they're deeply ingrained into the way we do things. And this doesn't just cut across traditional Islamic banking products, but also it cuts across the new quote-unquote world of digital assets. We're the first Islamic bank in the world who has brought Bitcoin investments to its platform. So we have extensively assessed whether Bitcoin specifically as a virtual asset is Sharia compliant. And it has been assessed by our Sharia board and by the higher Sharia authority in the UAE. And everybody has come to the same conclusion that yes, it is Sharia compliant in the way that we offer it to our customers. So we've given our customers the opportunity now to participate in that economy, in the digital economy, and invest in Bitcoin through our platform, and have given them the confidence that they can do it with the values of the Islamic finance built into that and the validation that it adheres to those values. So we pride ourselves to bridging the gap between traditional finance and DeFi or digital assets in other worlds.
Great. Now I want to go back to your experience and your journey. I mean, you've built financial platforms across very different contexts. So what does that breadth of experience teach you about what it actually takes to build something that could last?
Building something that lasts needs a long-term vision and a long-term view. And I think we take our inspiration from the UAE leadership on this. And I think the country and its leaders have, and especially in the more recent past, have taken a very long-term, reliable and sustainable view on the development of the country, the development of the industry and development of the financial industry in the country. So unlike in many Western worlds and many Western capitalist societies, leadership in the UAE is not taking a quarterly view until earnings have to be announced, and is not taking a view, I have to make this much of money out of this within the next 2 years. UAE, the leadership of the country in the UAE and our shareholders as well are taking a very long-term view to Ruya's development. This is something that we build for the next 50 years, not for the next 5 years, to build up a valuation and an exit. So I think the confidence that this gives our customers is that we're here to stay, we're here to last. And I think that long-term view and that long-term vision, and also the breadth and the sustainability and the capital and the patience that comes with it, is what we rely on and is how we can build something that lasts.
Amazing. And how would you describe the financial or the industry, the scene in the Middle East, or especially the UAE right now?
So the UAE has a extremely interesting fintech and digital asset scene at the moment. And we've seen this over the past few years where a lot of promising fintechs or financial technology companies in general have come onto the scene and have been amazingly successful. You have unicorn companies such as Tabi, such as Kareem, which all have carved out their very specific niche around the use case and their customer base, but naturally touch financial services in some shape or the other, be it very simple from just payments to remittances to investment products. And now more recently, and this has been going for 10 plus years, more recently now, you have seen an extremely active virtual asset or cryptocurrency scene. There was an announcement by Dubai leadership in October last year, October 2025, that in the first 9 months of 2025, so January to September, all crypto companies combined under VARA, the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority in Dubai, has had a transaction volume of 2.5 trillion dirhams. And that was just in the first 9 months of 2025. And that shows you that the ecosystem is maturing and it's attracting serious capital, not just from UAE citizens and residents, but also from outside the country. So this is something that we have noticed. This is something that we have grown alongside for the past few years. And we're taking a very, very active role now in supporting this ecosystem across fintechs and virtual asset providers, where we are leveraging our own technology that we've built over the past 2 years for our own customers. We're leveraging this technology foundation and we make it available to fintechs, non-bank financial institutions, and virtual asset providers or crypto companies to offer our digital Islamic banking products on their platforms. So imagine you are on a digital platform such as Alan, which is a corporate expense management company that helps large corporate customers with multiple card issuances and tracking their expenses and making expenses. So now on the Alan platform, you're now able to open a Ruya bank account without ever having to come to Ruya. You're able to open a bank account in the future, get your cards, do all your basic banking transactions on a daily basis, and also avail eventually SME financing on this platform. So we've become a partner to the fintech and virtual asset ecosystem in the country to enable them to complement their own value proposition by bringing the good old boring banking products onto their platform and to help their customers that are already on this fintech platform to get everything out of one hand. So we have high hopes and high expectations of the fintech and virtual asset ecosystem in the UAE to thrive and us to be able to support them in this growth.
I want to go back a little bit to Ruya.
Yeah.
How are you thinking about building genuine community around Ruya? Like, what does this look like in practice for you?
Right. Building a community in today's world, in today's digital world, means building community across physical and digital spaces. As I mentioned earlier, we made sure that we have physical community spaces available for our customers if they want to come and experience us and interact with us in real life. Secondly is we're actively participating in community events and communities outside, be it entrepreneurship events and entrepreneurship communities across specifically Northern Emirates, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, Ajman, but also very actively in Abu Dhabi and with the DIFC Ignite community in Dubai as well. So we make sure that we don't just ask the community to come to us, but that we are having an active physical presence in the communities of where they are, specifically in co-working spaces and startup centers, but also universities and schools. So we make it a point to be there with our communities and where they are in physical and in real life. But at the same time, we would be remiss if we don't build communities online and in digital spaces as well. So it means that we are available for our community members through our customer service channels, be it on the app, be it through our call center as well, and be it on social media channels that we actively engage with our community members, that we run challenges on social media, interactive campaigns where our customers and our community members can interact with us as a brand and our team. So building communities means providing space for communities, have a presence in those communities, and obviously in 2026 and beyond, building digital communities and building a brand affinity with our customers through digital channels.
This all sounds amazing and great. So what is your vision for Ruya for the next 5 years, let's say?
Conquering the world. So look, I think we still have a lot of way to go. We're very firmly rooted in our mission and passion to support our communities. And as I said, supporting our communities means the individuals, the families in the UAE, the SMEs and companies that are built and homegrown here, and the fintech and virtual asset ecosystem. And our mandate, our passion, and our mission is to support those communities. And I think we still have a lot to go. The UAE is growing at a phenomenal pace, and with it, its business community. So I think the UAE for us is the first and foremost market for us, and we still have a lot of headway to go in the market. We are just finishing building out the rest of our credit products. So our personal finance is in the market, our credit card is in the market, our SME term finance is now coming into the market. So we are finishing up our product roadmap, and then over the next 5 years, as you said, it's really about growing in the UAE, becoming the trusted partner for our customers and for our communities, and then accompanying and supporting our customers to grow beyond the region. I think the natural evolution for the UAE, and specifically companies in the UAE, fintechs and virtual asset providers in the UAE, is conquering the UAE, but then conquering the region and conquering the world. I think the times are over where international companies have come to the UAE to provide their services here, but it's about UAE homegrown companies now to take their services and their mission outside the region and into the world. Eventually we will be there with them to support that growth.
Sounds all so exciting. I'm so excited to see all of this. I can't wait, actually. It was such a pleasure having you today with us.
Likewise,
Christoph.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you and to Ruya.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.